All right, listen up, people, okay? I'm being serious right now. I'm actually being serious, okay? We're about to talk about the boys, all right? I don't want to see any of you dumbass motherfuckers in chat talking about, oh, women have it bad too. I don't care. I don't care. Stop. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about any trans issues. We're not in any way. We are eliminating intersectional analysis for the pure and specific purpose of talking about the one demographic here that's relevant to this discourse, okay? Which is presumed cis straight men, okay? That's who we're talking about right now. So some of you may have seen this graph show up on Twitter and get some discourse. Who's seen it? Come on, people, who's seen it? When looking for this graph to throw on stream, and I found it being posted on Black Pill Science, a incel board, along with a couple other very relevant graphs. This is kind of alarming, isn't it? Look at this. This is pretty bad, actually. And this stops at 2018, too. So I imagine that because of the pandemic, too, it's probably like higher up than that by now. Is it equal with women? Oh, no. No, it's not equal with women. So let's get all of the dumb, bad faith bullshit out of the way to begin with, okay? First of all, here is the technical language of the chart. Share of men under age 30 who report 0 female sex partners since they turned 18, okay? Now, we could say, maybe everyone's going gay, but we're not going to say that because you know that's not what explains this, okay? Let's not, okay? Well, it's funny, it's a good meme, but that's not what explains this, okay? That's not what's happening here, all right? Stop, okay? Got another chart up here. Share of men and women between the ages of 18 and 30 reporting no sex in the past year. So this is just in the past year, okay? For which, as of 2018, men are at 28%, women 18%. Now, the thing that's really, really interesting, and I mean that sincerely, is that these two graphs have different standards. They're looking for different things. This one right here says, share of men and women between the ages of 18 and 30 reporting no sex in the past year, at which men are at 28% in 2018. This one says, share of men under the age of 30 who report 0 female sex partners since they turn 18. So this mark right here, which is at 27%, is only 1 percentage point lower than this one, in spite of the fact that this one is asking for sex in the past year, and this one is asking for any sex partners at all. You know what this data means? This data means that if you haven't had sex in the past year as a guy, odds are you haven't had sex at all. Meaning that this number right here represents an increasingly large group of men who aren't just not having sex recently, they're not having sex, period. And that for the men who are having sex, they're able to get it reliably enough that they don't show report on the not having had sex in the past year graph. There's a lower down on this wonderful incel board, we have what I imagine to be a fairly accurate standard deviation plot, or like a distribution plot for these line graphs. Virgins 22 to 30 shows a relative spike in men's virginity and holding steady for women's. Voshit says female partners. We have already addressed that. Thank you. So this is actually super fucking concerning, in case you guys can't believe. Guys, I know that some of you are finding this hard to believe. The only reason I'm talking about these charts is because the one that I showed you is the one that went viral. There are plenty of surveys that show basically the same data trend being thrown out there. There's going to be variance because all this is self-reported. We're not like stabbing dicks with needles to determine the amount of absorbed pussy juice to try to figure out who's had sex and when. we are relying on self-reporting, and we're relying on a fairly tumultuous statistic that's going to vary a little bit from study to study. What if they ask gay people? We're not talking about gay people. We're talking about straight men who are having trouble getting sex. Okay? So anyway, this is a real problem. Okay? Like a serious problem. Bosch doesn't even clarify straight men, though. It only says men. I'm going to kill myself. But before I do that, I'm going to start banning you people. So let's do this one more time. I expect a basic level of sociological literacy from you people. The only reason that I don't ban you is because I have an indomitable faith in my own ability to educate you, okay? We are looking at stats of men under the age of 30 who report 0 female sex partners since they turned 18. Now, a 27% statistic on its own as a single data point would not mean much because we don't know how many people are gay, but a rise from 8% to 27 in 10 years indicates that this is not a sudden sextupling of the gay population, much as you might like to believe that, but actually a reflection of a problem that all of you already know exists. This is not the first time that we've talked about male virginity and the increased propensity of its, you know, its expression in sociological data. Okay? It's a real goddamn problem. Humans are supposed to find social and sexual relationships with one another. Now, not everybody cares that much about the sexual relationship bit. There are asexual people, and there are people who prioritize other parts of their life. But this chart has not been created because of a sudden uptick in people who are asexual or a sudden uptick in people who are prioritizing other parts of their life. The reason why this chart has ticked up is because due to an incredibly complicated confusion of social factors, more and more men are finding it difficult to relate to other people, to find friends, to find partners. They're lonely as fuck, and they're probably all like borderline suicide cases, okay? And if any of you even would like to pretend to care about that problem for like 5 minutes, can we drop the bitching in chat and actually talk about the problem? I keep seeing people in chat like, why is this a problem? The fuck are you talking about? Do you have any idea how anomalous these statistics are? We're talking about a literal, like, this has never happened before. This is a problem that is worse than it has ever been. And as far as we know, human history, and it's getting worse every year. Okay? As far as we know, this is as bad as it's ever gotten, and it's continuing to get worse. Bosch, please, I honestly don't understand why this is a bad thing. Humans like relationships. Most of them. People who want sex but can't get it are sad. Sadness causes social problems, ranging from lowered economic productivity, if you're some kind of neolib ghoul, to suicide. All right? Sadness is bad. Let's run back to the axioms, okay? Human happiness is good. So this, which makes people sad, is bad. Are we... Let me know. We can go over it again if you really want. Okay? Look, relationships are difficult. All right? We're not talking state-mandated girlfriends over here. Okay? What we're really talking about is giving people the tools necessary to form relationships with one another. Okay? That's what it's always been about. So we're going to leave aside the bullshit meme solutions for a second, and we're going to talk fundamentally. Why is this chart going up? Why? Why is this chart going up? Okay? Oh my god, that's the wrong. Hello. Getting close up there. Hello. This kind of intimacy, okay? This should be between you and a sex partner. Okay, and I'm just a live streamer. Look. The world has changed a lot in the past 10 years, okay? There are a couple of conflating factors here. One of them is the possibility that with time, people are growing more comfortable self-reporting virginity. That is a possibility. That could account for a little bit of the statistical trend, but I don't think it accounts for a majority of it. I'd be surprised if it accounted for more than 1 or 2 percentage points. In reality, I think it's just people who want to have sex aren't able to have sex. Why is that? Well, there are two main factors, okay? Social and economic. You ever heard of the term socioeconomic? If you ever don't understand what a problem is being caused by, all you have to do is say socioeconomic problems, and you nail it right there. Thank you, Dylan. It's a lovely belt. All you got to do is hit socioeconomic. Hey, why the fuck is this toaster not toasting to the appropriate level of toastiness? Probably socioeconomic problems. I don't know. And you'll be correct. Almost certainly you'll be correct. The main problems that I'm thinking of right now are economic austerity and the gig economy and the internet. The internet's a big one, okay? Big one, all right? Very, very big one. See, humans used to live in tribal communities, okay? 100, 150, 200 people, they live together. In that type of environment, pretty much everyone out there is jamming and slamming, okay? Everyone out there is pumping and dumping, all right? You know, it's a goddamn tribal community, all right? You're all living in close proximity, and god damn it, there's no time to screw around, except when there is. But our society really isn't built that way anymore. It's become something called atomized. You know that term? I know some of you do, but play along here, okay? Atomization. It's one of the central criticisms that Marx levied against capitalism while writing umptillion words about it. See, human society has gotten less communal with time, with kicks and jumps, but generally speaking, that's the case. You had tribal societies where everyone in a community knew everyone else in that community. Nobody didn't know who another person in the tribe was. Every birth, every child born, every death, all of it was done in the community's eyes. But we start to plant crops and people form villages. And villages vary in size. Some of them were really small and some of them were on the larger end. But for the most part, people still had to cohabitate and communicate with one another, in large part because there were a lot of problems that individuals just could not fix with themselves, you know? If you live in, let's say, a Scandinavian village 1,000 years ago, okay? 1,000 years ago, you live in a Scandinavian village, all right? You all seen Vinland Saga? Think of that type of thing. It's cold, you know, you got to get firewood. These communities can only survive if the people who work there work together, okay? There is an absolute physiological necessity for these people to cooperate and communicate with one another. And because these communities are small, usually child rearing would be spread amongst the village, you know? Kids would sleep, you know, in their parents' house and they'd get fed there, but on the daytime, the parents are working. Kids would run around. They'd play with the other kids. They'd hang out at other people's houses. Sometimes they get fed by other people too. And if you were of courting age, you probably already knew your available partners. Now, I'm not saying this was necessarily good for everyone. Personally, I don't think that I'd enjoy living in a village with 300 people. I don't know. If I came of age there, it'd be like 6 girls, maybe. Like, I don't know. What if I didn't like any of them? I don't know. And nowadays, of course, we no longer work where we live. Usually our jobs are a while away from where we live. And people live in these little houses in a family unit. But there aren't really communal structures anymore. And as time has gone on, less public money has gone into shared public spaces. It used to be that town centers were like an actual meaningful thing. It's hard to believe nowadays, but 150 years ago, a town center was legit like a place that you would go to, you know? Things happened there. And there were events of communal interest as well. One of the most common ones were hangings. Hangings would draw crowds of thousands of people in larger towns. People would go there and get drunk, and they'd eat food, and et cetera, et cetera. That wasn't the only kind of communal activity. There would also be religious ones. Hey, to speak of religion, church! Church, too. That was a big one. People all get together, you know? But it's not like that anymore. How many of you haven't left your house within the past 24 hours? Hypers in chat. You haven't left house within the past 24 hours. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Toss a coin to your streamer, oh, viewers aplenty.
Now, if you haven't left the house in the past 3 days. Yeah. Yeah, it's still a lot of people. I had to leave for a doctor's appointment, but, you know, if I don't have an appointment outside, I stay at home. Well, I work from home. Now, COVID is biasing these results a little bit because we're all staying inside, but the fact of the matter is, people don't really participate in communal activities anymore. Church, well, even if it weren't for the fact that Americans are growing less religious with every passing year, people are growing less connected to churches. And Protestant churches are quite a bit less communally oriented than Catholic ones were. And Protestantism is more common here in the States than Catholicism is. As for school, school is a pretty strong communal activity, and people make a lot of friends in school that they'll carry for the rest of their lives. But school ends eventually. And hey, anyone here ever tried going to night school? Tried going back to college after graduating? I mean, like as an adult? It's different, isn't it? It's very different. It's not just about the classes. There's something about going there as a kid or young adult that makes it more of a social experience. It doesn't feel the same. Even if you don't go to night school, even if you go during the day classes, it just feels different. We don't have town centers anymore. You know, we don't have big community halls anymore, big community squares. Usually when those get lit up, it's because of commercial events. You go to your local city square during Christmas, and what do you do there, huh? Usually there's a little stage show, and all the shops around are open till midnight, so you can buy shit. But that's not really a communal event. I mean, if anything, that's just free advertising for the businesses in that area from the city, which you pay taxes to. Many of these public events now are essentially just a form of wealth redistribution, transferring wealth from your tax dollars in the form of free advertisement and show plays to draw people towards commercial districts so that you can buy products from areas there. And when you work, and work used to be communal, by the way. It used to be if you were the shoe repair person in a village, people would go to you for their goddamn shoes to be repaired. And you knew the people who would go there too, because you lived with them in that village. You were a cobbler, thank you. You were a necessary component of that village. If you didn't do your work, people's shoes, the soles would fall through. And that could be, that wasn't just inconvenient, that could kill them. If you don't have well-maintained shoes back in the day where paved roads weren't a thing and sidewalks weren't a thing, you could legitimately be injured. Somebody in chat saying, Bosch is doing the good old days bit again. I'm not. You dumb fuck. We've gotten a lot of really, really cool stuff in the past 100 years. Past 100 years have seen a lot of really nice benefits to society. But we've lost a couple of things too. Does that mean we should just go back and turn the clocks? No, it's not about the good old days. 100 years ago may have been more communal, but I probably would have died at 19 after dropping a lump of coal on my own head in a mine. Well, you don't want to go back 100 years. You want to go back 100,000. Not idolizing the past. But what Marx talked about when he referred to alienation was alienation from labor. People no longer feel connected to the things that they make. People no longer feel connected to the things that they develop in their workplaces. If you go now to a Jamba Juice, what is the cashier doing? Oh, thank you for your order. Here's the money. Put it in the cash register. Throw the fruit in. You follow a checklist to produce each item up there in the menu. And then you have it, and there's your smoothie right there. How do you think fruit shops were just 50 years ago? No, not 50. Let's go back further. 100. Smoothies weren't. Were smoothies a thing 100 years ago? I actually don't know. They had something, though. Fruit shop? I don't know, like a bar, something? They did something, okay? A place where you would buy confectionery drinks, okay? There was some sort of thing back then. A soda counter. A soda fountain. Now that sounds wacky. You might know the people who stop by your shop. There might be something more to it than that. But things are changing, and things are changing quickly. And we see the consequences of this change all over the place. We see it in depression rates. We see it in the prescription of SSRIs. We see it in the average number of friends that people make. The number of friends that people are making is going down with time. The average number of friends that a person has is going down. Not sexual partners, just friends. Everybody wants friends. And we see stuff like this. And the reason we see stuff like this is because the way you get laid is by making friends. Socialization is like a muscle. When you exercise it, you get stronger. And the more you flex that muscle, the more likely it is you'll be able to make friends and find partners. This graph doesn't just represent virginity. This graph represents the walls growing between people. And I sympathize severely with all of the people out there who, and it's mostly guys, let's not fucking delude ourselves, who feel like they can't get a partner, you know? I bet a lot of them have just given up at this point, you know? Because if you're 18, 19, 20, okay, you know, fine. If you're 20, 21, 22, 23, imagine a lot of them are starting to get a little bit down. And the older you get, and this sucks, but the older you get, the harder it can be in many cases to find a partner. The farther away you get from college, which was a social space that you had the ability to take advantage of, and the older you get, the more life responsibilities rack up. Eventually, male pattern baldness is going to kick in for a lot of guys. That can be a huge source of insecurity. And the older you get, the more taken it seems the women in those ranges are because they're mostly committed to long-term relationships, as opposed to more sporadic and short-term relationships that you see in high school and college where people are dumb and doing whatever. You see? How do you explain the male-female difference? I don't want to waste much time on this. I'll just put it this way, okay? We have a man and a woman in chat, okay? Both of you wear shorts with no underwear. Go to your local bar, sit in the corner, pull the shorts off, and see which one of you can get a free hotel room. Okay? Faster. You can compete. It'll be like a race. Okay? Sorry, we don't have times to get into this bullshit, but like you all know that for the most part, women have an easier time getting laid than men. Don't fucking waste my time. All right? How do you think this is going? Yes, but why? Can we just focus? What can we do about this? There are things that we can do about this. By the way, nothing that we're talking about right here is inherent or necessary. And as much as they would like to believe it, the incels are wrong. See, the incel logic here is that you have the chads and the normies and the incels or whatever, and that people have a propensity for sexual engagement, which is determined in large part by their genetics. And that's pretty much that. Yeah, the 20/80 rule. In reality, nothing could be further from the truth. Your ability to have sex and be happy with relationships is very minimally influenced by genetics relative to your ability to navigate a changing social landscape. That's the big one at the moment. And I guarantee you that right now, there are plenty of 6'2" muscular guys who are anxiously sitting in their home not knowing what to do with themselves because of the pandemic. And there are plenty of 5'8" fucking social butterflies running around maintaining collective and communal social relationships, okay? At the end of the day, it comes down to the same set of characteristics that it always has. It comes out to your ability to navigate the social landscape. It is not about skull shape. Now, of course, some people are more attractive than others, and this all plays a factor. And if you want to get in a relationship, it probably won't hurt your chances to work out and see the sun every once in a while and make sure you eat at least one vegetable a year. I wish I could do that. It doesn't hurt, but I think we should focus more on social attributes here. Some important ones, for example. Somebody keeps saying it in chat, but hey, you know what would actually make a really big difference? Car culture. Fucking sucks. You know how I got my first fuck buddy in college? Met in a bus. Hard to imagine now because of COVID. I was just sitting on the bus to college, or community college at the time, and I was listening to some music on my phone. I don't remember what music it was. And this rude asshole, tiny girl, poked me on the shoulder, started talking to me. Turns out she was in my English class. We talked for a bit, and, you know, that's a part of it. Buses and trains. With car culture, everyone's in their own little box. They run around to a parking lot, and then what? They run to their class, then run back into the car? When do you even talk to people? Jesus. Community squares, they make a big difference too. Dating apps? Dating apps kinda suck. You know, I remember back when Tinder was just left swipe, right swipe, you know? And that was it. But I looked there recently, and now they've like gamified the entire thing. It's like buy Tinder Platinum to get the extra swipes, the third box to buy more blue swipe. There's like 17 subscription services there. Yeah, it's like it's the like so much shit there. Tinder's probably not great. It's probably not good. It's probably not good. Gamifying human relationships kind of sucks, you know? There are probably other dating apps, new ones that I don't even know about that are probably cool. Yes, well, we met on Tinder, so that part's cool. That stuff matters. Stuff's worth caring about. And these are problems that we can fix. There's nothing about current modern society that necessitates the existence of these atomizing features. Why is gamifying that shit bad? Because human relationships, really sorry, human relationships are irrational and nobody knows what the fuck they want. Nobody knows what the fuck they want, okay? Everyone on Tinder has this ideal archetype of a partner that they want, and they swipe right only on the people who meet that, or if they're super horny, they'll swipe right on anyone who they want to fuck. Which in practice means that women will swipe right on their ideal archetype of a partner, and men will swipe right on anyone they want to fuck, practically speaking. But in reality, if you go out to like a party or a bar, or if you go to some social event and you just strike up a conversation with random people, you can fall in love with people who you never would have given the time of day to on Tinder. Some people just look better in person. Some people look average in photos, but in person they have like this radiant positive energy, which to me I find very attractive. When you're this very energetically, enthusiastically positive person, yeah, and you can fall in love with that. Some people, yeah, sometimes the booba look bigger in person, you know. Some it's a big, yeah. Sometimes it's very hefty in person. There are so many things that rise there. How do you explain sexlessness correlating with education? Oh, that one's easy. It's super easy. If you're well educated, you're more likely to live in a city. Cities are far more atomized than rural areas. Far more atomized. You know? Do you think porn is an issue with these stats too? I'm going to be real with you guys. I honestly don't think so. Not that much. I think that porn causes a lot of like misogyny, and I think that porn contributes to a lot of unhealthy sex culture. I don't think it leads to virginity quite as much. From what I've looked at in the data, it doesn't seem like that's the case. Usually, if people have a porn addiction, that is caused by some other underlying problem that was preventing them from having relationships to begin with, you know? Now, that's not to say it can't reify and compound on itself. It totally can, but it's just I remember reading this big document on this. There was a woman who did research on it, that ended up getting a ton of hate online because her research found that porn wasn't as destructive as a lot of people thought that it was. Yeah, I think that the main thing porn does is think that guys' penis, they make the guys think their dicks aren't big enough, which that to me is very sad because people get so sad about that, you know? They get so sad about that. I don't think they have no perspective. They have no understanding whatsoever of what dick sizes actually are, okay? The people who do porn, okay, they'll throw someone out there with a 9.5-inch cock, which is colossal, by the way. 9.5 inches is unbelievably big. And then they'll do the fisheye angle, wide frame it, slam the camera into the pubes, and make sure they're filming with a girl who's 4'8". They'll advertise it as a 15-inch dick, okay? People will, and people are like, oh my god, that's 15. My dick's only 5-inch. That's like my dick's like a little peanut, you know? People who sell their 8-inch dicks as like 12-inch dicks. That's dumb. That is dumb. Do you think a better sex education could help solve this problem? Well, look, what we're talking about right now is virginity, not being good at sex. Though you should be good at sex. It'd be good, right? You should probably, as long as my webcam been misaligned. There we go. You should probably work on that. That would be nice. It'd be preferable, you know? But that aside, look, just, can you guys take this problem seriously? Address race, white men have advantage? Yeah, of course we do. White men have advantage in almost every social realm. Why wouldn't we in the dating world? Can we take this seriously? That's all I'm asking, really. Just take it seriously. And you know what? If you... Why are you black-pilled? I'm the opposite of black-pilled. I don't think any of this has to do with genetics. I think a lot of these virgin boys are probably super duper cool. Probably have a lot to offer a prospective partner. I don't think this has anything to do with the way they are inherently. And what you have to recognize is that this is proportional. See, most people, even if they're not 100% straight, settle into straight relationships. You can be mad about it if you want, but that is the way that it is. Which means that if a lot of guys aren't having sex with a lot of women, that means that, on the flip side, there are a lot of women who aren't in long-term relationships with guys. Because women tend to get sex easier than men do for a wide variety of complicated social factors that we don't have time to get into. It remains the fact that many of these women are probably just occasionally having hookups with guys who are either settled down elsewhere or are just casually dating around. But that's not the same as them being properly taken. There is a disequilibrium here. There's an imbalance here that can be corrected with an appropriate social and financial investment in the way we get people to interact with one another. Or alternatively, all the guys could just become femboys and just get absolutely railed by the chads who are fucking the women on the other side of the fence. That's also an option. If you really, really, really want to, you can also take that option. The people who are saying based right now are not the people who would be femboyifying themselves, okay? You people are voyeurs. You don't know me, Vosh? Yeah, well. Don't Asian men have this the hardest? Why do people keep... We're not talking about race. We're just talking about guys right now. Why do people keep doing that? Jesus, come on. Look, wrap it up, people, okay? Wrap it the fuck up, all right? Listen, if you want to be a virgin, cool, that's great. If you are a virgin, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? However, as this number continues to rise, and it's probably higher right now than it was in 2018, this is something that we need to pay attention to. It's something that we need to be critical of. because this is indicative of a broader social failing that we are capable of addressing if we prioritize the right things. If you're having trouble right now getting laid, okay, then you need to stop with the fucking red pill, black pill bullshit stereotyping, okay? You need to chill out with all that stuff, okay? Here's what you need to do. Are you fucking ready for it? Are you ready for it? Okay? Here's my hot advice, all right? We're getting really close to COVID rolling on down. So pretty soon you're going to be able to go to social events again, okay? Think about your hobbies. Do you even have hobbies? Are they all video games and browsing Reddit? If they are, maybe take an interest in some other things. I'm sure there are some hobbies that you can find. Maybe it's hiking, maybe it's going on walks, maybe, I don't know, some people like surfing. I don't know. I hate surfing, but maybe you guys like surfing. Going to the gym. There are groups and there are organizations for all of that, okay? Online, yeah, political advocacy online. If you Google it, I'm guaranteeing, if you Google it, you can find 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 events in your local area, assuming you live in a city, that correlate in some way to an interest that you have. If you live in a more rural area, things are going to be a little bit more difficult, but there are still community events that you can take part in. Hey, here's the thing, okay? Maybe don't focus so much on your hobbies. Maybe focus on socializing. Is there a bowling alley in your area, you know? Are there mini golf tournaments? Why not show up for one of those? Just a little bit, you know? You can show up to mini golf tournament. Just be like, hey, hello, I'm mini golfing over here. And then you like meet with some people, you know? You don't have to fuck them. You can just talk to people. You say it's lame. Hey, nothing's more fun than mini golfing with friends, okay? I'm 30, I can't mini golf. You're never too old to mini golf, okay? Stop. You're never too old to mini golf. Golfing is bourgeois, disgusting, and degenerate. Mini golfing is the sport of the proletariat, okay? There's nothing shameful about mini golfing, okay? Go out there, and you know what you need to do? You need to exercise your social muscles. That's what you have to do, okay? Don't freak out. Don't wear some cringy fucking pickup artist garb with like a black button up and like a gold lined vest with a hat or something. Don't make me cringe thinking about your outfit. Just go out there, look comfy, look practical, and try to interact with people. Don't freak out at them, you know? Do a little bit of mini golfing. It's like, hey, nice mini golfing over there. And don't be weird to people just because you do or do not want to fuck them, all right? Let's say we're going to run it through, okay? We're going to do a little bit of role play over here, which is something that, hey, you Casanovas over there are going to be doing if you follow my advice, all right? Here's what you need to do, okay? You need to go to your local mini golf tournament. It's you and 8 other people, okay? Most of them, you got some college-age students, you know? You got 2 older people. They seem to be a couple, all right? Now you're playing mini golf. Everyone's having a good time, okay? You treat everyone the same. I mean that. Everyone the same. The old guy is an old 40-year-old guy. He hits a good run. You congratulate him for it, okay? There's a cute girl. You think she's cute, you know? She gets a good hit. You congratulate her just the same, okay? They're people. They're just there to mini golf, okay? Chat up. Have some conversations. Don't freak out when you're talking to these people. It's okay. They're probably a little awkward too. Nothing to worry about. If you think you can pull off that, you know, mysterious stranger bit, then go for it. But for the most part, I think talking to people is the best route. Go over to them, you know, ask a little bit. Hey, you know, it's you work around here? Like maybe you're down on hole 8, you know, like, hey, what do you do? You know, I'm as you can see, I am a professional mini golfer, you say, as you take 18 hits to get in the hole, you know. Laugh, joke a little, just have fun. Do not freak out about it, okay? And you know what? If at the end of that day, you don't get anyone's number, that's totally okay because you still had a good time out. You do that enough times, you will make friends. And if you can do that, you can find a partner, okay? It's as simple as that. Yeah, but people in general don't try to strike a convo. This is a mini golf tournament. I assume you would be talking to the other people. I mean, I can only... Who goes to a mini golf tournament and then just silently plays? I assume that they would probably talk a little bit with each other, you know? I am hoping, okay? But please, God, please, I'm begging you, all right? Please, do not be weird to any of the cuties, okay? Just don't, okay? Listen, I'm going to let you in a little secret, okay? For the most part, most people don't get this. I'm giving you, this is some, like, code red, DEFCON 1, maximum super secret bullshit, okay? Are you fucking ready for it? Okay? When talking with guys, especially random stranger guys they just met at a golfing tournament, mini golfing tournament. Most girls are really conscious of you being weird. They're not dumb, okay? They know that they're rocking it, and they know that a lot of people strike up conversations with them because they're attracted to them, and they're probably sick of that. I'm going to guess 98% of them are sick of that. So what they're really looking for, God willing, is a friendly conversation. If you were weird to her, if you're trying to like bait the convo in some weird direction, like flirty, or you're trying to like one up another guy there and then you're looking over at her, she knows and she doesn't like it. Maybe a couple of them will like that. Maybe like one or two, but the vast majority of them will not respond appropriately to that. I mean, they won't respond positively. Like you don't want that outcome. They'll think of you as the creepy guy who clearly just showed up to flirt with girls while playing mini golf. But you want her, you want everyone there remembering you as the cool guy who went up there and, let's be real, bombed at mini golf. Okay? You probably suck at mini golf, statistically speaking. You know, you go up there, you bomb it, you suck, but you had a good time, you were friendly, and you made a couple of good jokes. That's what you want to be remembered for. Maybe you'll get a number. Maybe you can say, hey, do you want to go mini golfing sometime just on our own, non-tournament wise? Maybe there will be a subsequent tournament, Maybe there will be something. Oh yeah, and if you're going to be funny to everyone, by the way. Nothing ruins a group interaction more than the comedians only being funny to the girls, okay? Nothing ruins it more than that, okay? You see, that dynamic. You've all been in those situations where the guys will be, they'll pound around and they'll go over the girl and be like, "Hi, get a look at that," and he's like, and the girl will usually laugh because women are trained to laugh at all bad jokes men give because otherwise they're afraid they'll be shanked to death. Whatever. So they'll probably laugh anyway. Inside, the girl is dying. The guy thinks that he's a Chad, but everyone there hates him. The guy's not getting anything from this. Everything's ruined. It's all going downhill. It all came tumbling down. It's just not. Yeah, sure, yell. Wait, hold on. No, what are you gonna yell?
Oh, I just had further advice.
But no, wait, what is it? Vet it in chat. What?
I don't want to vet it in chat.
I don't endorse anything that's about to be said. All right, go scream.
I'm just saying. Okay, can you guys hear me? Tell me if chat's responding.
They can barely hear you.
Okay. So, chat, one thing I want you guys to please realize is you don't need to focus that much.
Not loud enough.
You don't need to focus.
It's a directional mic.
You don't need to focus that much on initial attraction. If you meet somebody and you're like, oh, I don't know how hot they are, but they're kind of funny. Like, you don't need to only be thinking about fucking. Because when you start to like somebody, or be more into somebody, they'll be more attracted to you. So don't fucking hyper focus on being horny for strangers. Just like chill, make friends, and you'll find them pretty fucking hot. So
all right, I feel like I said that. All right, thank you.
No, you've been talking about attraction so much.
No, I haven't. All right, out, no, out.
Gaze. Okay.
I haven't been talking about attraction at all.
Moment.
Completely ignore all of that advice. This is to the boys from the boys, okay? You can ignore everything that you just heard. Thank God for the directional mic, huh? All right, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, mini golf. Yeah. Do mini golf. Or bowling. I would prefer mini golf to bowling. Does anyone even like bowling? Like, unironically. Does anyone even enjoy bowling? Okay, I guess some of you do. I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't. Bowling. Okay. It's just never been, it's never spoken to me personally, Also, gotta say, pretty hard to talk to people at a bowling alley with how goddamn loud it is in there. It's so loud in bowling alleys. It's constantly. It's like the entire thing is like an amphitheater for the sound of. What are bowling balls even made out of? Rock? What are bowling balls made of? 4 different types of cover stocks: plastic, urethane, reactive resin, and particle. Okay. Sure. I don't know. That's what Google said. Yeah.